they're doing is looking at how they do the poses. Because you can do the pose completely wrong and make your physique look bad, even though you're technically lean enough and, you know, have the muscle. So the posing is, you know, we go through that, of course, in DMV, Skylar. We do that all year long. We try to help the athletes with posing, like, nonstop, trying to get them, you know, to showcase their best. And in the end, we're going to find out who had the overall package that meets that criteria the best. And just so you guys know, nobody ever perfectly meets the criteria. I mean, it'd be like the perfect human specimen, which
I love that.
I don't think it ever did that. Were you like the specimen thing?
Well, I mean, yes, that's a good comment too. But no one ever.
Number 13, Chelsea Dion.
It's like looking at the statue of David. Nobody actually looks like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a criteria for statues.
Number 12 here, actually talking about posing the control over her body. Stephanie, that we just saw, was absolutely unbelievable. The control, the flow. You can actually see, even though it's not our division, someone who practiced a lot.
Right,
It's
you can tell.
the calm. It's just the flow. It's like a little dance. They have rhythm in their presentation. Yeah, that was really, really good.
Like they don't even have to think about it. It's almost like, you know, walking up a flight of stairs for them. It's the same thing.
Because that's when, you know, like, we all get nervous and we all freak out before we walk on stage. But if you've been practicing and practicing, your body is just going to do it. Yeah.
How many nightmares did you get when you like thought before the stage? You're like, actually, I don't want
14,
to like, get my routine, or like.
Oh, I've had so many. I've had so many nightmares about posing going wrong. Me just standing in front of the judges, just staring at them. Me not having a tan, like all of them.
Well, number 14 is Selka Gavan, and she has got some muscle.
And I love that green on her.
It looks good. Again, you know, you put that suit on someone else, it may not look like that, but it looks good on her. She's got a lot of thick muscle there. I mean, you look at that, you can just tell she's in the gym, training hard.
Yes.
She's eating, she's resting, she's doing everything she needs to put that kind of muscle on her frame. Arms look great, triceps, I mean, she's...
And this is another one where you can tell she's practiced posing.
Yeah,
she's very smooth, hitting all her points.
You see her smiling, she's confident. That's another thing, too. We tell people, like, when we help them pose, like, you have to smile. I mean, you don't have to look like a serial killer, you know, like, that's not what we're looking for you on stage. You also don't have to look like a clown smiling that hard, but it should look fun because, you know, all the stuff that you're doing should be fun. Here, number 15, we have Marika Jones, who, again, a lot of muscle. So we're absolutely in the heavyweight division right now, and she's got great symmetry, too.
And also, I do want to mention that she does have almost a full sleeve. So a lot of people will mention, well, do tattoos? Do judges hate tattoos? Will it mark me off? And we were talking about that recently as well. Here, it doesn't do it.
Here's a perfect example of it. Doesn't take away from the physique. Once you put that tan on, I don't think people realize how dark the tan makes you. And it does take away from the tattoos. Now, you can still see it's there, but it doesn't really take away from it. And now, so many people have tattoos that it's not like, you know, one person has it and it stands out.
16,
a lot of people
Morrow.
have it. Now, could it hurt a competitor? In general, no. But let's say it's really close. I mean, some of these women right now, we haven't seen them compared to each other, but they look very, very close to each other, condition-wise, size-wise. If it comes down to it, and they say, okay, they're the same condition, they're the same size, they, you know, their presentation is good, their suits are good, hair is good, tan's good, and it comes down to it, and you're like, what could be the deciding factor? You look at somebody who has one arm sleeved and one arm not, that technically takes away from symmetry. Yeah. Now, if she had both arms sleeved, that would be more symmetry than having one arm. So it might come down to something like that in the end, but realistically, most times it doesn't. The physiques do their talking for themselves.
I remember when I started competing, girls would kind of like hide them with some kind of paste or something
and
then tan over it. I feel like it's probably better to just not leave it.
It's terrible.
Leave it and just, right?
They call it, I think it's something or the derm, they call it. And it basically, like Dolly, you're saying, horse is trotting, it has the leg out like that.
Forward.
Yes.
So we call it the horse stance.
12.
Whereas bikini used to have another, they call it the power pose. Back in the day, where it's like a front pose that everybody was doing.
Yes.
And it's now switched to the horse pose. Like, they have nicknames for all these different poses.
Hands overhead,
We do have a whole thesaurus of
Right.
of terms. You know, when you
Good
start
point.
when you start talking, you know, at people at Christmas, let's say, and your family, and you start saying lean and hard and, you know, shredded and all these type of terms, and they're like, what exactly are you talking about?
Yeah, they just look at you like, what?
So we're going to help you guys learn that stuff today. So then, and
We are your-
Christmas coming up in a couple weeks, when your loved ones come home, you can say, you look shredded on stage. Never say small or skinny. Always say shredded.
You're going to have all the
lean.
terminology.
Thank you very much. You can bow back. We'll see you back here this evening.
It looks like 13 is probably going to